back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the rice pack bait. All you're going to need is 28 ounces of instant white rice. Throw that into the bucket. Going to need, it's 48 ounces of just ketchup. I guess any kind will do. I've tried different kinds and they work all the same. So go ahead and put those in. Make sure you get it all out. Just take a second to get all this out here. Okay, almost there. You just want to make sure all of it gets out because you will need the full amount. This is going to sit overnight. Believe it or not, this will pack up into a great bait. This is going to look just like maggots also, so you guys overseas, you're going to love this one. When it breaks down, it looks like a big bed of maggots on the bottom there. Fish are really curious about it. Alright, we're good there. Just get a little bit of kosher salt. Just, that's probably about a tablespoon, I'd say. Just put a little bit more. About 2 tablespoons. Okay, we're going to put 2 packs of Pineapple Jello. This is just going to help it bind up some. So just spread that around. And these are just the regular size boxes, the Jello. And then we're going to use some CC More pineapple flavoring. I'm just going to do a capful because this is concentrated, so a little goes a long way. You don't want to overpower this. Okay, got a capful. Get all that out of the cap there. That's probably about 7.5 mLs, I'd say. I'll measure it just to give you an accurate reading. Like I said, this is concentrated, so you know some of the other videos they're using a half a bottle. That's because it's not as concentrated. All we're going to do now, you can hear it doesn't sound like it's going to pack, but mix this up real good. Turn it over here. See that? Right now it doesn't look like it's going to really do much of anything. Just going to make sure all the rice is coated. Make sure the rice is all coated. Alright. Get all that off your spoon. That's it. Now all we gotta do now is get a lid, put the lid on, and we're gonna let it sit till tomorrow, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. But right now you can see, actually I'm gonna bring the camera in just so you can see what it looks like. You can see it doesn't really look like too much, like it's ever gonna do anything. It's real soupy, but since it's instant rice, it's gonna absorb all that liquid. Has a red coloring from the ketchup. It's gonna look like, basically it's gonna look like a bunch of maggots when it's all said and done. You can see that. So give you an idea. But yeah, I'll just smooth this out a little bit. Put the lid on and we will be back tomorrow. Okay, welcome back. 16 hours later, got my rice pack in here. It's been sitting, it should be ready to go. So let's crack open the lid. And looks good to me. Okay, you can see it's all stuck together. We just got to break this up some. Loosen up, you can see it looks like a bunch of maggots. It's really compacted together. It feels like it's kind of sticky, judging by the spoon. Okay, now we just want to test it out. I'm just going to dampen my hands. Okay, and moment of truth. Grab a little ball here. It's packing together really nice. So you can see what that looks like. And depending on how many compressions you make with this will dictate how fast it breaks. Like this, I'll just do like 3 compressions. I'll do 4. That'll be a quick break there, longer break. I'll do 1 more just so you can see. Again, like in all my other Packbait videos, you're just looking for a size of a golf ball, and you'll mold this around the lead. Typical paylaker style, they mold it around the bait itself because that's the only weight. Well, they have a small weight, but until you add the weight of the Packbait, it's actually more. The reason I pack it around the lead is because it's so heavy, so it just aids in when you cast. That way it doesn't come flying off. So let me get the fish tank out and you can see what this looks like breaking down. Okay, I'm going to show you around the lead weight, even though I did it in my other videos. First thing we do is dampen our hands back here. Just rinse off real quick. Next thing you do, grab a little pow out of here so you can see how much I got there. Just do like 2 or 3, just mold it into a small ball right now so you can see how big that is. Okay, just like before, we're just going to make a motion like that just so we have somewhere for the lead to go into. Make sure it's aligned. The bottom line comes out here where the hook length is, and the top comes right there. Make sure it's all in order. Press it down a little bit, mold it around. Just start compressing around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you're doing that, you want to make sure it's still perfectly aligned. That way when you go to cast, it's not going to come off. We can do a couple more compressions just so it breaks a little slower. Okay, that's it. I'll get the fish tank out so you can see how it breaks down. This one's not going to be as an aggressive break like you would the grits pack. It's not going to go floating everywhere, but at least you'll see what it looks like. Like I said before, it does look like maggots, so that'll make a nice bait on the bottom. Okay, time for the tank test. Just want to show how this breaks down. Okay, we'll place this in the water here. Let me zoom in. See, that's starting to break fairly quickly. If I would have done a few more compressions, it would have broken a little bit slower. You see the bubbles coming out of it. And if I would have done less, it would have broken really fast. So you can see it coming apart now. The water is warm, which it is right now. That's why it's breaking so quick. If it's cold, it'll take longer to break. This is a really good summertime bait. It looks just like maggots in the water. So that's the time of year I'd recommend that. You can see it's just falling apart. Nothing really explosive about it, but you do see the bubbles continuously pop off the bottom there. That's how you know it's still breaking. Makes a nice little spread there. On a windier day, that'll spread about 1 foot wide, 1.5 feet wide. Let me zoom out here. So that's it. You got your nice pop-up over here, and your rice pack right there, and it's ready for a fish to come in and annihilate it. So that's the rice pack. I made a ball here that's much harder compression. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm just going to put that right next to here so you can see how how a harder compression will take longer to come apart. As you can see, it's not even coming apart yet like the other one. That's another good thing to remember on a windy day, or if it's really choppy or you got a storm coming in. If you pack it extra hard, it'll take that much longer to break down. As you can see, the other one started to break within probably like 30 seconds. If you really want the break to take about 2 minutes, that's a good ideal time. So you can see there's no bubbles yet. I almost think that's over compressed right now because you do want the bubbles to come out. But over time this will start to break. It'll probably take about 3 minutes. But I'm not going to bore you with that just because you can see how it is supposed to break to the left of that. And I'm going to do a straight on view so you can see kind of how it pops apart. And we'll do that right now. Okay, now I just want to show straight on view. I want to show you the difference 2 extra compressions make. Let me put these in at the same time, and the only difference between these two is I had 2 extra compressions on one. So just wanted to show you the difference on the break just by doing 2 extra compressions. You can see the bubbles are releasing out of both of them. And it'll take about 2 minutes, but you'll see what happens. Okay, as you guessed, the one on the left had 2 extra compressions, or I mean 2 less compressions, I'm sorry. But you can see how only 2 extra compressions made it break a lot quicker. The one on the right, only 2 extra compressions made it last that much longer. So this is how you can judge on the bank. Test it near the water. Just grab a small ball, do a few compressions so you can tell with the water temperatures how long it's going to take to break out there, because the last thing you want it to do is not break off like it's supposed to. Okay, the one on the left, it's still not completely broken, but it's getting there. The one on the right, you can see bubbles slowly coming out of it now, so it should be breaking before too long. But that is definitely the difference between 2 compressions, so just want you to know that a little bit of a difference really does make a difference. So we'll just watch this one here until that breaks fully down. It's just starting to come apart now. So that's probably an extra 30 to 45 seconds that you gain by compressing it 2 more times. So even like a river as well. If you got a fast current and you don't want the break, really compress it. But you can see this just coming off. You still got bubbles popping up out of the bait. There's a constant movement there till it breaks down. Even the one on the left still has a few bubbles coming. There it goes. So you get the idea. 2 extra compressions. I wanted to show you the other one that I just dropped in a little bit ago. It still hasn't broken down because I over compressed it. But this would be great for a river because that will break eventually. As soon as the air starts to get into it in the water, it'll break down. So that one might take like 5 to 6, 7 minutes. So just so you know how to do all this, see that one's just about totally broken down. There's actually a piece floating up now, which it usually doesn't, but that's a nice little attraction there. But that's just about done. And that's your rice pack. Any questions on any of this, just let me know. And there it goes. So you got to see how to make a rice pack bait. As you can see, it's a piece of cake. That's the very basic one. All the pack baits I've shown are the very basic examples of them. Later on I'm going to show you more advanced versions of each one. But the rice pack, that's simple. Mix your ingredients, mix it all up so it's coated. Wait 16 hours, roughly 16 hours. break it apart, wet your hands, pack it around, test it near the bank so you can see what the break time is. As you saw in the fish tank, 2 little compressions difference, that's about 45 seconds difference. So you play around with it on the bank, that way you get your best results. Like I said, summertime is your best time to use that. Looks just like maggots. But I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope it can be of help of you learn how to carp fish, or somebody who's never seen that bait. I learned that from one of the paylakers, and it's definitely a proven winner. And I'll be bringing you some other videos. I'll be doing rigs, baits, sessions. If you have any requests, just let me know. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'm Brian Wingard.